Hey, Sordex here. I'm sorry about last week that I didn't get to post a video. Um, Something happened to this camera's memory card. I don't know what's up. I tried to um, extract a video from this memory card and it didn't work. And I don't know. I just kept trying and nothing was working. So screw it. Bye bye, camera. So I'm recording off my phone again. This time I got a new phone. I upgraded my phone, so yeah, there's more memory space on it now. So I should be able to record longer videos on my phone now without worrying about memory space. So yeah, so for this deck profile, we're going back to machinings. This is going to be an updated deck profile with some of the new stuff from GBT-04. So let's just get started with that. Moving off the side, starting Vanguard, we run Machining Lilby. Forerunner, so obviously it knows what he does. So we're only using Machining Lilby for its ability, not its ability, for the name, not the ability, because the ability is put into soul, standing unit, give a plus 3k. That's about it. But for Destroyer, we need machining rear guards in order for Destroyer's ability to work. So Machining Lilby fills up the field already because of Forerunner. Mix up cards. Next up, just grab the cards. Next up, for Machining Stag Beetle, he is the key card of this deck because he is so good. Yeah, so this card didn't change. This card is still in the deck. So yeah, ability is when you ride it onto Vanguard Circle, choose two machining cards in your soul, call them to the field as rest. This guy gets plus power equal to that. So he's your ideal first ride because he helps fill your field out for Destroyer when you stride onto him to fill up the requirement. And yeah, and he gains the power for the call unit. So if it's a 9k and 7k, it'll be 16. So he becomes a 26k on that turn. So if you went first, then your opponent's not guarding this 26k for their whatever 9 or 10k Vanguard your opponent has a grade 2. So yeah, lots of fun, and he's very essential in this deck, I believe. So yeah, 3 Stag Beetles. Next, if I can get the cards, there's 2 there. Sorry guys, I did record before, but the audio wasn't well up, so I'm re-recording it. So next, for Machining Scorpion Mark II, he is the new Legion that came out inside GBT-04. Yeah. Honestly, he's not the greatest. His mate is. We'll get to his mate later, but his ability is that you counterblast 1 and use Persona Blast, a copy of a unit in the Vanguard Circle, so either him or the mate. You choose up to 3 units from your soul with machining. Is it machining? Yes, with machining, and you call them to rearguard circle as rest, and then he gets power plus whatever you called. So basically, he is basically Stag Beetle, just except in a 10k body, he is an 11k body, and instead of his ability working as you ride him, his ability activates when he is in Legion. So it's pretty interesting. So you can use it more than once because it's an active ability, unless it says until end of turn. So yeah. You wouldn't use ability. Actually, you wouldn't be using his ability at all because it is a Legion thing, so it doesn't work like that, like Stag Beetle. So yeah, his other ability is good if you're playing against a mirror match or another Megacolony deck. It is you put one of your rear guards with machining. Is it machining? Nope, not me. Oh yeah, machining. So you put a rear guard with machining in its name into your soul. You stun one of your opponent's rear guards. And you choose one of your own rear guards and stand it. So basically, just against a mirror match is pretty good. You stand one of your guys, and you stun one of your opponent's guys, and you put one of your stun units into your soul. So you're negating yourself a field, but you're getting an extra attack in if you're doing a mirror match. So yeah. Other than that, he's just a backup. Or if you don't want to stay in the 10k body of Stag Beetle, you just ride onto him. Grade 2s, we're running the awesome mate that came out in this set. Machining Mosquito Mark II. He basically just gave this deck more pressure at the grade 2 level. Its ability is that on the rearguard circle, if you have a Vanguard with Machining in its name, and all of your opponent's units are rested, Vanguard and rearguard, he gets plus 2k, so it becomes 11k attacker, and he gets the ability, if he hits the Vanguard, you choose one of your own rearguards, stand it, and you choose one of his, and you choose one of your opponent's rearguards and stun it. So basically it's pressure, because if your opponent with attack hit, they're going to essentially lose attack and resources to attack, because he stunned something. And then also more pressure because you're standing on your own units to get an extra attack in, which is pretty good. Yeah, so 4 of him because he is extremely good. So yeah, pressure guy right there. Next up, this card hasn't changed at all, except for we're adding one more. We're running 4 Machining Red Soldier. He is your 12k attacker because that's what you need, 12k attackers. Nothing else to say. Next, also didn't change at all. 3 Machining Papilio. Machining Papilio is your free stun on call. So basically, the ability is that when she's placed on rearguard, you stun something for free. That's it. Nothing else. Just once it's called, you stun something, and your opponent's gonna have fun with that. So yeah. The only problem is an 8k body, so even with a 7k is only attacking for 15, yeah. So against a grade 3 11k attack, a grade 3 11k Vanguard, it's only 5k to block, but you're only using it for the effect, and then once it's done, you can just use it to intercept, and that's it. It's still a really good card because it's a stun for free. On to grade 1s, we run 3 Machining Mosquitoes. This is essentially your first ride. I think I said that before, but yeah, this is your first ride because when you ride it or you call it to rearguard circle, you soul charge 1. So basically, when it soul charges, you're basically giving options for Stag Beetle and Scorpion to soul blast, giving more options for these 2 cards to soul blast out of from the soul rather than whatever the grade 1 ride, which would be him, or the grade 2 ride. So yeah. Yeah. So 3 Machining Mosquitoes, preferably your first ride. Next we run 3 Machining Black Soldier. He is your 10k beater. That's it. Just your 10k beater. Next, 2 Machining Caucasus. This card hasn't changed at all, but he is really good now because of added pressure. So its ability is that when you boost a unit and it hits the Vanguard, and if you have a Vanguard with Machining in his name, you choose one of your opponent's rearguards and stun it. So basically, on hit stun, which is good. And it adds up a lot of pressure if you put it behind Machining Soldier, which becomes 18k column, because 12 plus 6, 18, yep, 18. So that's a pretty big number. Or if you want to add even more pressure, could put it behind Mosquito Mark II for 17k. But if this column hits, you're essentially stunning 2 guys and then restanning one of your guys. This is going to be terrifying for your opponent to fight against because on hit stun 2 is going to be really annoying. So your opponent will be doing whatever it takes to make sure this column don't hit. But in doing so, they're going to lose resources from their hand, diminishing their hand size, diminishing what field they have if they want to intercept. So yeah, and if they do hit, they're basically lost 2 of their guys to attack or boost with, and then you're getting another attack in. So yeah. So 2 Caucasus, I may consider running a 3rd one. if that is up to you, I'm thinking about writing a third one. I might drop, probably drop 10k attacker. I don't know. I'll have to decide, but yeah, 2 if you want 3. But yeah. Next is the next 2 set of cards are the only 2 cards that are not machining in this deck. First, I run 2 of the Striders because it's a stride deck, obviously, because you want to stride into Destroyer. So, and dropping grade 3s is not always the best option sometimes, or maybe you don't even have a grade 3 in your hand. So dropping this guy is always essential for striding, especially since it's getting the stride meta now. So striding onto him, or so having striders in the deck really helps. Only hurts when you damage them. And lastly, 4 of the new G Perfect Guards, 1 SP, because why not? So yeah, G Perfect Guards because you need the Unflipping power. Since Machining Destroyer over here needs Machining Counterblast, and if you damage one of him or one of that into the damage zone, unflipping Machining card in your damage zone is pretty necessary now. So yeah, 4 G Perfect Guards because G Perfect Guards and SP looks lovely. And now finally for the trigger lineup. Thank you, Bushy. Thank you, Bushy, for this trigger lineup. 4 of the old machining crits, and then 4 of the new machining crits that came out at GBT-04. So it's 8 crits. I won't use the crit ability that often, but the ability is that you counterblast 1 when it's placed on rearguard circle. If you have a Vanguard with machining in its name, you stand one of your own units and then stun one of your opponent's units. So yeah, it's pretty good if you want to restand something, but honestly I wouldn't use that ability much. So yeah, but anyways, 8 crits, 4 draws because I like the hand advantage. You can run stands. I know there's some people who run stands, but I prefer draws because I want the hand advantage, and hand advantage is good. And then 4 heals because heals are going to heal. So yeah, that's the main deck, and now we're going on to the G zone. For G zone, we run 1 Madu. The reason Madu is here is because of this card, and because of this card. This card because it's a 10k body. This card because it's Legion. Legion counts for the 10k or less Vanguard status thing, apparently. So yeah, when you stride, if your heart original power is 10k or less, you bring a grade 3 back into your hand. So yeah, pretty good. Hopefully you won't be striding onto her that much, because the one card you won't be striding a lot to is this guy. For Machining Destroyer, he is your key stride, and basically the stride you want to use the most on this deck. Counterblast 1 machining card, stun your opponent's rear guard. Then if you have 4 more machining rear guards on your side, you stun your opponent's vanguard. So basically, hey, stun, hi, bye. This is just pissing off your opponent. You're going to have to rewrite, if you want to stride, you're going to have to rewrite a grade 3 and then pay the cost of stride. So that's already dropping 2 cards just to stride. So yeah, it's pretty annoying to play against. So yeah. Okay, and lastly, I run 3 Stun Beetle. This is entirely situational. I will only recommend striding into this card if I know my opponent doesn't have any resources left in their hand in order to block a Vanguard attack. So yeah, run 3 in case 1 doesn't hit. Then I have the other 2 for the cost, which is Carapace 2, Persona Flip. Choose one of your Vanguards, your opponent's Vanguard. And if it hits it, your opponent's Vanguard can't stand and they can't ride it on top of it next turn. So pretty interesting. It's a pretty good ability, but the only problem is it's on hit. So yeah, but again, you're not going to stride into him much. You're going to stride into Destroyer. You stride into Stun Beetle if you know your opponent doesn't have the PG or the resources to have to guard this attack. So yeah, most of the time you'll be striding into Destroyer. And that's basically it. If you like a field formation of what to do, have him, if you're striding first turn, or either have one of these two as your heart, then you have that on your field for Machining Destroyer, then you have this guy should be somewhere on the field, and then you should have this for added pressure. Then you should have your starter here, and then one more card, which is probably going to be your 12k attacker there. And yeah, that's your essential field. But yeah, that's it for this deck profile. Like I said, the deck hasn't changed much except for like the added cards. And yeah, this deck is pretty much fun to play with, but annoying to play against. I know my friends will always love to use this deck against me just to spite me. But yeah, this is all for this deck profile, guys. Yep, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.